Morning guys, Ian here. I just thought I'd take you with me this morning on my walk. I don't think I've got anything particular to say, but who knows what might come up as we stroll along. Just checking where my mutts are. There they are. So it's a cool, misty, grey day in South Wales. And the air is full of the sounds of nature, which lets you stop and make a conscious effort to listen, kind of go unnoticed. But it's like the symphony of nature, which plays in the background as we wander through another day of life. I just love it here. I come here at least once a day and never get tired of looking at the scenery, which changes constantly. It's always something that I haven't noticed before. Something that triggers off a whole train of thoughts about life, the universe and everything. And I think being in nature is a powerful trigger to help us contemplate the deeper meanings of life and the things that are not tied up in the mundane busyness of our everyday activities. And one of my latest hobbies is stick making, and this land here is like waste ground, scrub land that's just been left to, go back wild, and developers cleared some of it not so very long ago, and as a result a lot of trees they weren't cut down, they were just uprooted with mechanical diggers. You can see just some remains of them there. Well, anyway, these trees, I have used some of the suitable branches to make walking staffs. And this, combined with a great deal of fun with a cheap pyrography pen, has kept me busy for quite some hours. I think if you saw my video yesterday about documenting your recording your spiritual experience, you might see on the left hand side like a serpent stick propped up against the wall. Well, that was cut from one of these dead trees, and then I burnt a serpent pattern into it. And I've started getting into the habit of taking a walking staff when I walk. Well, I haven't got it today because I wanted to do some filming, and it's difficult to be carrying a stick and a camera and all sorts of everything. So I haven't got it today, but I have taken up the practice of walking with a stick, which it's quite a fulfilling experience, really. I don't know, it makes me feel like an old prophet, like Moses of old. And it's lovely to have an old twisted stick that you've gained from a tree. So the tree isn't totally lost. Well, it isn't lost anyway, because eventually it will go back into everything, won't it? It'll go back from whence it came. But it's nice to have something of the tree. And so, yes, I've got a few, which I'm in the process of making into various sticks, some plain, some with magical, mystical symbols on. And wands. Not the Harry Potter style wand. And I thought also yesterday I mentioned in my video that the witches use a book of shadows. Then I went on to say that I have a book of shadows, so it occurred to me whether people might wonder whether I was a witch. And no, I'm not. I'm not a witch. I'm not Wiccan. I think, you see, look, this is a tree, a dead tree. I made sure it was dead, and I did ask before I took from it. But those branches have become sticks, or will become walking sticks, walking staffs. Anyway, back to the point. I think the term witch still causes a lot of hilarity amongst some people. But my understanding is that the term witch comes from a very old word which was pronounced something like witchy, meaning wise. So witchcraft is actually the craft of the wise. And if you take the time to understand what witchcraft really is, it's about an understanding of nature and holistic understanding, I guess, of the world in which we live, respecting life, understanding the principles behind existence and nature, and working with them and using them to produce positive results, and working in harmony with the laws of the cosmos and of the universe. And there was something I was going to say. Oh yes, I just remembered it. And it's to do with witchcraft and working in harmony with cosmic laws. And I also mentioned to you, I think in one of my other videos, that in astral work, when we really get into astral work, we can tap into a source of knowledge that is ours by birthright, but not ours by conscious acquisition. And I know that it will probably sound quite crazy for me to say this, but I was in an astral working not so very long ago, and in this working, where I had created a character from history, and I was having a conversation with this character from history, and talking about magical practices and the work of the magician. And again, when I use the word magician, I don't mean stage magician pulling rabbits out of hats. I mean a practitioner of magic. And I happened to say to this astral character, part of my understanding was that the difference between sort of white magic and black magic was that when we try and pervert natural forces, cosmic powers, to, well, I don't know, to achieve ends that are not honourable, not positive, not good. And I realise that good is always subjective, but that maybe the black arts were when we were using or trying to influence cosmic forces to work outside their natural sort of like characteristics. And this character from history said to me, do you think for 1 minute that there's a magician, alive or dead, who ever had the power to cause a cosmic force to work outside of its character? And I was taken aback by this. And I thought, well, of course not. Of course not. A cosmic power is what it is, and it will not divert one hair's breadth from its true form and function. So even when we might say people use powers for purposes that we would not consider to be honourable, they are still using those powers within the, I don't know, the natural remit of that power. They are not causing it to be anything other than it is. Which is why magic is neither good nor bad. It is always neutral. Because cosmic forces, natural forces, are neither good nor bad. They are just what they are. It's the use to which they are put that determines whether they are good or bad. Or let's change that phrasing and let's say whether they are put, in this instance, to a positive or a negative purpose. Very misty. There's hardly anybody here ever. But I wonder what they would think if somebody popped out of the bushes with their dogs and saw me talking about cosmic forces into the back of my phone. Well, it's a bank. Oh, look at this. It's a little cluster of common orchids. Can you see? This is why I love this place. Just look. I don't know why I'm whispering because they're not going to run away, but you see all these little purple flowers? Loads and loads of them. This is the common orchid. Let's find one for you to see. Amazing. And then the bee orchids will be coming sometime soon, I hope. Yep, there's the turbines in the mist. Reminds me of a scene from H.G. Wells' War of the Worlds. Okay, well, I think I'm going to stop now because I do think that I can see in the distance one of my dog walking companions that I sometimes meet up with. So I'm going to go, not because I'm too embarrassed to be seen talking to my phone, but because it would be good to catch up, find out how he's doing and how life is in his world. So just turn the camera around to give you a bit of a smile. Hi guys. I don't know what you can see at the minute because I can't see. I can't see whether you can see something or anything or nothing. Anyway, enough of this rambling. I'm off. See you soon. Bye for now.